Pisces, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-July 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the beautiful Piscean collective out there. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we have for Pisces here in mid-July? It's still Cancer season at the time of this filming. So let's see what these water energies have to say. What energies, messages, insights do we have for Pisces? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Pisces in mid-July. Please and thank you. What's happening for my good friends, Pisces people, Pisces gang? There we go. Very quick. Beautiful. This is a very abundant card. And I always say when this one shows up, even if we have some rough energies within the reading itself, this in its own right is a beautiful silver lining, Empress energy. So much blessings and abundance here. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. Absolutely beautiful. So when you take a look at it, we see this beautiful lady. She is in the midst of the woods, right? Surrounded by the flora, the fauna, the animals, the different trees, just in nature. So I really like this card because to me it has like a nice sense of grounding to it. She has the tree of life on her back, so to me very similar to the Empress. So we're thinking goddess, we're thinking abundance, we're thinking stability, which can be really nice. So again, whatever shows up within this reading, whether it is a mixed bag or whether we have some rough things showing up, this is a silver lining saying like, listen, your blessings are not complete, Pisces. This is really good and sturdy. Now, when we get to a challenging aspect of this card, yeah, it could be heavily focused on the material. Sometimes this card could feel a little too grounded. So for some Pisces in this time, maybe you need to shake something up a little bit. Maybe things feel a little stagnant when this energy is here. But I would say for the most part, I'm keeping to the optimistic message that there are beautiful energies of blessings, manifestations, and abundance here. So we're just going to leave it at that for now. Let's get into tarot. And I always say this first card, it doesn't make or break the whole reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my Piscean people. Please, my guides, talk to me. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading, my friends. It was titled A Big Return. Now, a big theme I was seeing, like even this week for a lot of other signs, I feel like a lot of people are dealing with either things from the past, situations from the past, or things are coming back up around. And Pisces was the first sign to see it in recent times. So just know that that energy could still bleed on moving forward. But let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or even someone you're connected to. Let's get it going, though. What do we have for my Pisces people? Pisces gang, please. 3 cards to start us off. Very quick. All right, so we're starting from a decent place. There could be some karmic energy at play because in position number 1 is Lady Justice. So that's something we are absolutely going to want to take a closer look at. Right next to it, it did pop out together. We have the 3 of Cups. Beautiful, happy, having a damn good time usually when this card is here. We'll could be talking about groups of people as well. Let's get one more and we'll really piece it together. What do we got for Pisces here? Yep. 6 of Pentacles. So I don't want to get too excited just yet. And you guys know I try my best to stay impartial, even though I'm part of the Pisces collective myself. But these are some pretty decent looking energies, at least to start off with. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, again, elementally, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. We do have some air, we have some water, we have some earth. These 2 on the back, they do combine for potential and blessings again, especially with this universal energy. So I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because I know sometimes with readings, it could take a really quick left when we start clarifying. But so far, this looks pretty decent to me. There is something about the collective as a whole, though, right? Like with the 6 of Pentacles, the 3 of Cups, we're talking about more than two people. We're talking about groups here. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. So position number one, we do have Lady Justice. So this could be a Libra that you're connected to, and it doesn't always have to be a person. When I think of justice, it could be a lot of things. As with most major arcana, there's a lot of layers to it. For some Pisces out there, it could represent a decision or a choice, decision making, balancing things out too. There could be certain situations that you want to bring into a state of equilibrium, like I want to get this right, I want this to feel good. Even with this one on the back end, notice he's holding scales, she's holding scales. So they're both karmic and they're both about balancing things out. She could represent legal things, contractual things. So make sure if you're going through any legal situations, you're extra careful. But she is the biggest card of karma. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, whether it's a warning or whether it's a blessing, when Lady Justice shows up, it's the universe's hand at play. So we're really going to want to look into this further and see. Now, there are some pretty positive looking cards as we move down further through this line, but there's an intensity with Lady Justice whenever she shows up in a spread. And we will revisit her, that is for sure. Now, moving to the center, as we get her right back next to that piece of amethyst, we have the Three of Cups. Lovely. Now, this card gets a bit of a bad reputation sometimes, depending on the reader, right? To me, this is a card of happiness, joyousness, merriment. These people are having a damn good time. They're celebrating something, okay? So it could be just a win, a victory, very simple, plain English, right? Like when I see this, I think somebody's celebrating something that's going right. So that could be really nice. Again, it could represent groups of people. So we're talking about your circle of influence, the people that you surround yourself with, people that you know. We're talking about a collective of people. That could be this as well. But when we get into the challenge of the Three of Cups is where, again, this card could take a left like most. Sometimes this could be somebody partying a little too much, having a little too much fun, somebody that doesn't take things as serious as they should. Okay. And of course, third party, I'm not going to go down that road, but this could represent it sometimes. I'm not feeling super negativity coming off of this, though. So we'll just have to wait and see till when we clarify it. It could be something really, really nice, especially next to Lady Justice. Now, on to the back end. Again, we have another karmic card. We have the Six of Pentacles. And again, it is karmic because of the scale. And when I see this card, it is very giving. This is a charitable energy. This is like, all right, I want to give my energy to this. So whether we are talking about career, business, work, or relationships, there could be someone that really wants to put some energy into something or to make something right, to balance the scales. And that's a big theme in the reading this week for Pisces is like, all right, well, let's make something right. Let's get this right. Let's balance these scales. In its positive sense, this is one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. To me, it's a card of gift giving as well. So whether you're feeling charitable or you're wanting to surprise someone, maybe someone will surprise you when this card is here. I often see it in people's birthday season. When we're talking about the challenges of this Six of Pentacles, it could be something that is way off balance. Same goes with Lady Justice here. Like these energies in their rougher forms could represent a situation where it's like, okay, I'm doing most of the work here, or I'm putting most of the energy and I need someone to meet me halfway. That could possibly be it. But I'm not necessarily feeling that for everybody. I'm just trying to give everyone like a full grasp of what all these cards could mean. And it could just be a situation that's a little off. Could be repairable though. But I want to dive deeper on all of it, Pisces. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. What do we got, my guides? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on Lady Justice. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Pisces, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Lady Justice time. What's happening? What is going on? Thank you. Star. Good long-term prospects here. Aquarius energy. Again, this is a card of wish fulfillment. I feel for a lot of the Pisces collective, something is really going to go the way you envision it to go. There is great energy in the long run. And I know this is a weekly reading. It's kind of reading more of like what a personal would like, to be honest with you. I see energy similar to this in a personal. For some of you, you might just need a little shot in the arm from spirit and a little encouragement to keep moving, keep going. But your long-term prospects are absolutely beautiful here when I see a spread like this. Now let's talk about the star a little bit more. If this is not an Aquarius, this is also a universal energy as well to me when I see it next to Lady Justice. So karmic energy is at play. I don't want to put a label on it yet until we get to the Six of Pentacles. So just know that we are seeing karmic archetypes. So whether this is like a blessing or whether it's a lesson, that's to be seen as of right now. But I feel for a lot of you with Lady Justice and her balance and the victorious wish fulfillment energy of this star, I feel like something can go the way you envision it. Okay, and it's coming through like that in a very specific way. So if you're kind of just floating through life at the moment, or you're kind of just floating through and letting something evolve however it may, Spirit might be asking you to start visualizing and planning how you want something to go. What do you want? What do you really want? What's the best possible scenario for you? Because once you have a vision in your head about that, then the universe could start putting things in place. I don't know why we're seeing such a long-term type of energy. I often see the star show up when things are about to pay off for you too. So we have like this possible karmic reward or karmic payoff here, which is really nice. Let's keep moving because I don't want to get too tied up there. We still have a lot to go. But initially, the long-term energy is looking really prosperous. So let's see what that Three of Cups has to say. Why is that Three of Cups here? Thank you. Okay, Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay. All right. Now, I don't necessarily feel like this is about you. We do have fire sign energy here, and I do feel somebody being a little more confident in themselves, or at least pretending that they are. Like, I don't know why I'm chuckling at that. But when I see her in reverse, generally it could be someone that feels a little uneasy. So if you do have anxiety in like groups of people or like settings where there's just a lot of people around, you could have flare-ups of that in this time. So just keep it in mind, like if you're going to be anywhere where there's big groups of people. Very peculiar message. I don't think that's ever come out in any of my YouTube readings, but there's something here about anxiety in groups of people. So just keep your mind straight when it comes to that. I do feel somebody gaining a bit of confidence if we're talking about something completely different. Like, yeah, someone's at least acting like they're cool, acting like they're confident, like fake it till you make it type of energy, which again, I'm not hating on it. I'm not judging. But another portion of you, and I know we're on like our third or fourth message here in the center, there could be someone in your group where you don't have the biggest confidence in them. That could be possible. So whether it is a friend, whether it is a coworker, you're like, I don't know about that one. Like it could be that type of energy, but we're just going to leave it at that. I know that's a lot of different messages, a lot of different things. We'll talk about it more during the recap. Again, I don't feel like it throws off this long-lasting energy in the front. So let's see what that Six of Pentacles has to say. Why is that Six of Pentacles? Then we'll do our recap. Beautiful. Beautiful. We have the Seven of Wands in the upright underneath the Six of Pentacles. So for a lot of Pisceans in this time, we are a mutable sign, right? And for those of you not super familiar with what astrology means, mutable out of all the signs, I think it's us, Virgo, Sagittarius, Gemini. We are malleable. Like we could go with the flow. We can adapt. We can change to things if we need to. Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands is not feeling so malleable. So that's one thing I could say for some Pisces. If you feel something's not right, whether it's someone not acting right, or if you feel like something's not fair or something is off, that could really spike your temper in this time. So keep that in mind. Like if you see something that you perceive as not fair, you might have a spike in your temper and it might upset you. Now, I know that's a very specific message, but for a portion of you, again, underneath this karmic energy, there is a beautiful long-term vibe here. So again, like if you're just floating through and you don't have like big goals, big plans, big ambitions, Spirit might be wanting you to look a little further down the line. Yes, it's great to live in the present, but they might want you to like, hey, look into the future. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 10? And once you start really like visualizing that, you could really get the results and outcomes that you want. Seven of Wands is usually like a me against the world type of energy, right? Like I'm going to do what I have to do. Nothing's going to stop me. It's extremely determined. So when I see it underneath the Six of Pentacles, again, either it's somebody fighting for what they feel is right, or if they see something they feel is unfair, they're going to They're going to say something about it. So you might have like a really strong sense of justice about you in this time. But I do feel the long-term prospects, we still have these beautiful karmic blessings and payoffs in store, which is really nice. And I feel like Spirit's dropping nuggets for us. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. So the way this reading came through was very positive in my opinion, but it came through differently than anyone else in the Zodiac this week. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have Lady Justice with the Star card in the upright, wish fulfillment. So again, first and foremost, we have this beautiful long-term energy of either a karmic payoff or blessing that could be coming in for you. Great things in the long run if you focus properly. Moving to the center, we have the 3 of Cups with the Queen of Wands in reverse. I got several different messages here. If you do have like anxiety or nervousness in big groups of people, there could be spikes in that in this time. So maybe it would be cool to be in hermit mode in this time, if possible, if that's something that bothers you. If that's not the case, I do feel somebody doing the whole fake it till you make it thing, where it's like, okay, well, I don't feel super confident in myself, but I'm going to pretend that I am until I am. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's the case. For another portion of you, there might just be someone within your circle where you're not quite sure about them for whatever reason, where it's like, I'm a little skeptical, I'm not quite sure about this person. So just know your intuition could be guiding you on that. Moving to the back end, we have the 6 of Pentacles with the 7 of Wands, beautiful long-term energy once again. But I did also say for a lot of Pisceans in this time that are generally pretty malleable, in this time, if there's something you feel is not equal, wrong, that is going to be a big temper spike for a lot of us Pisceans in this time, more so than normal. Okay, so, but again, beautiful payoff, beautiful reward energy here on the extreme ends. So please take a screenshot of that. Let's see what's in the shadows here. I mean, that was different than the other signs, that's for sure. What do we got here for Pisces? Where it's like a lot of the other signs had big similarities, like the Pisces one is like in its own realm, if that makes sense. But let's get this. What do we have for Pisces here? And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get your one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this card out here from my good friends. What we got in the shadows? There it is. Thank you. Yeah, Knight of Wands. So could be that fire sign energy, that fire sign individual showing up. But if you are not connected to any of them, the Knight of Wands is a couple of different messages in the shadows. One, this could be very fast moving. So in regards to the things that we were talking about within this reading, it could be someone making up a lot of ground, picking up a lot of steam very, very quickly. So there could be certain situations where, like, if you start making action towards it, it could happen really quick. Like quicker than you possibly think with this Knight of Wands. This is a card that also represents having a good time, cutting loose and having fun, which we also had here within the spread itself. So the fact that it is showing up within the shadows, it could be Spirit just telling you to not take something as serious as you normally would, or start making moves. Okay, start making action, start planning when this card is here. And I feel like it's very simple. But yeah, we're just going to leave it at that, Pisces. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The link is down below. But for the July subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of another one of my favorite decks, the Wizard's Tarot. Absolutely beautiful and works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, since I have the travel bug lately, let me know down in the comments what is the most beautiful place you visited in person. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.